think it's about time I built a new battery station. I built this one a while ago just for my smaller masterforce batteries, but of course as I acquired more tools, I ran out of space. So to make it, I'm using 3/4 inch plywood for the bulk of the base here. I will be using some 1/2 inch plywood for the sides. The first piece I'm cutting out is a 24 by 10 inch bottom faceplate. On this faceplate, this is where I'm going to mount some battery chargers vertically. For some reason, some of my chargers don't have any mounting points on the back, so for these I'll need a shelf, something where I can just set them on top, tipped up a little bit so I can see them. An optional step for appearance is adding a 15-degree rip to the bottom faceplate, just on the top edge, angled down towards the front so it matches the shelf. Now for the shelf, I'm cutting this 24 by 8 inches. This will have 15-degree rips on both of the longer edges. This way it tilts up the back of the shelf and it will be flat on the front against the bottom faceplate as well as against the back wall. Next I'm cutting out a 24 by 2 inch support cleat. This will also have a 15-degree rip on one edge, and that's because this is going to be used as a support cleat for that angled shelf. Now you could probably argue this isn't necessary, but it does strengthen up everything quite a bit. For assembly, brad nails or screws both work fine. I prefer to use both. I like to use brad nails of some sort just to get things held in place and then to strengthen it with screws. Of course you can pick whatever method you like. Now I need the battery shelves, and the most important thing I'm thinking about here is with these chargers on that shelf, I don't want to smash my knuckles every time I'm moving batteries in and out. So for the first shelf, I'm going to cut this 7.5 by 24 inches, and then I'm going to cut a smaller shelf at 5.5 by 24 inches. And this smaller shelf is going to help a little bit with just leaving me more space to work with those chargers. Next I'm going to cut the sides 8 9/16 by 31.5 inches. And now that first number is a little weird. That's because I wanted the side flush with the front and back. Now, although I'm giving measurements here for where I place the shelves, keep in mind this is based on the batteries I own. So check the dimensions of the batteries you own or the batteries you may own to figure out how big to make the station, how many shelves you need, and how far to space them. To hang my station, I'm using French cleats because I'm going to put it on my French cleat wall. This of course could just be screwed directly to the wall. But to do this, I'm first adding this support piece here just to give the cleat some extra space, some extra material to attach to, and this will make everything far stronger and make sure that the cleat isn't going to fail. Now for hanging the chargers, I know there's a lot of tricks out there for this. I like a combination square. It's real easy to measure the distance between the mounting points and to line up a square line for those points. Some people have a blue tape kind of trick they use, but I'm curious to know, what method do you prefer? Do you have an easier method than the combination square?